Over the years, I've tried many things to limit my screen time. I've quit social media, then rejoined with a private account. I don't have many apps on my phone, and I even bought a Nokia. Yet, I still find myself glued to a screen for most of the day. So I got some help to better understand why I keep getting distracted by my tech use and see what I could do about it. In his book Digital Minimalism, Newport explains how new technologies are changing so rapidly that we never even had the chance to ask ourselves what we really wanted out of them. We join social media to stay connected with friends, but find most of our time is spent scrolling endlessly. We read an article to be more informed, but find ourselves in the rabbit hole of information overload. We need to watch one YouTube tutorial, then find ourselves on the weird side of YouTube.
What the fuck?
We added these technologies for minor reasons, then woke up one morning to discover they had taken over our daily lives. Despite our best efforts to change our behavior, we always get pulled back in for one reason or another. We're not drawn back in because we're weak and lazy, but instead because billions of dollars have been invested to make this the inevitable outcome. Big tech companies understand that by turning your phone into a virtual slot machine and making you feel connected to everybody 24/7, they can get you to use their service for longer, so the algorithm gets more data on what gets you to use their service for longer, and so on, taking more of your time, energy, and soul for that matter, which has led to this uncomfortable feeling that many of us are losing control. So what's the solution? Rebuilding our relationship with technology from scratch, using our deeply held values as a foundation, a philosophy called digital minimalism. And for me to become a digital minimalist requires a digital declutter, a 30-day period to take a break from using all optional technologies. Today is the first day of the new month. It's the start of this road to becoming a digital minimalist. The only non-optional technology I do have is having the ability to call and send text. So what I'm going to be doing now is locking away my laptop and my smartphone. Oh, before I switch out my smartphone though, I'm going to be taking out the SIM and putting it into this. So as I locked away my phone and laptop, I now had to figure out what to do with myself. A lot of my time was taken up by helping my sister move out, meaning I got to move into her old room, and it also felt like I finally had time to do things that I had been putting off for a while. So I'm about halfway into this digital declutter, and I've got to say it's pretty good so far. I'm not gonna lie, I have taken out the laptop a few times just to check a few details. Other than that, I haven't really felt the need to compulsively web search or watch a YouTube video, and it's been pretty good. Most of my time has gone towards reading, and it's helped me go through a lot of books that I have been meaning to read. I only really need to use Notion and my editing software to make these videos, so that's probably what I'm going to be catering towards moving forward with this. So in the meantime, I'm going to follow the advice in the book and write down what I can use on a sticky note and just have it visible on my laptop so that I can remember what I can and can't do when I'm using it. I limited myself to using only 3 desktop apps, which were Notion, Resolve, and a dedicated Spotify playlist to help me focus, which is just the same song that repeats for an hour. Now being able to use my laptop, I presumed all of my time would have gone towards using it, but the truth is, not much really changed. I noticed I would catch myself watching TV if it was on, so I changed my old room to help redirect that time toward a better activity. Painting. I replaced reading most of the day to now working on my laptop, but still found the time to read a good book here and there. And to help adjust my eyes from looking at a piece of paper to now staring at a bright screen for most of the day, I tried to balance it out by going on lots and lots of walks outside. So today is the last day of the 30 days, and overall I'd say the experience was pretty refreshing. It was the first time that I've taken a whole month off of almost all online activity. And I think what really helped me get through these 30 days was trying to find higher quality activities that I could use to replace the urge of grabbing my phone or browsing the web at the first hint of boredom. And I guess the only thing for me to do now is to reintroduce technologies back into my life with a little bit more intention. To do this, I'll be using the criteria of a minimalist technology screen, which states that in order to reintroduce an optional technology, each one must 1.
Serve something you deeply value. 2. Be the best way to use technology to serve this value. And 3. Have a role in your life that is constrained with a standard operating procedure that specifies when and how you use it.
So going forward, the main technology of concern for me is YouTube. The way I used YouTube before was watching videos from other creators that I admire, but what annoyed me was that it was always mixed with mindless viewing of videos that happen to come across my homepage, making it a technology that provides both something I value as well as unimportant distractions.
So using YouTube as an example, I can follow the criteria to find out if this is an optional technology I want to reintroduce and how best to do it. So I would say that YouTube serves to learn new ideas from people I admire who share their work mainly on YouTube. I would say that it's the best way to view their work since YouTube is their main platform. Then I'll use an operating procedure that helps me best do this. So for me, I think the best way to do this would be to watch videos from subscribed channels once a week.
Putting the effort in now to be a little bit more thoughtful helps me to set up a system that still allows me to support the people I admire, as well as avoid the endless distractions that can occur on a site like YouTube. It'll probably take a lot of time and experimentation to find out what technologies I want to reintroduce, as well as how best to reintroduce them. Obviously, as my circumstances change, these rules that I implement for digital minimalism will obviously change along with it. But I think making an effort and a commitment to being intentional with how you use your technology is all that really matters in an age of distractions.
During these 30 days, I had to continually remind myself why I was doing this in the first place. It wasn't a challenge to see how long I could go off the grid, but instead an opportunity to take a step back. To distance yourself from the fast-paced constant connectivity between everyone and everything and instead slow down. To be still. To be in solitude with your own thoughts for once. To create the space necessary to find what matters again. To actively create instead of passively consume. To regain control of your time and attention living in an age with technologies that pull them away. The point of digital minimalism isn't about getting to the point where you say, I don't use technology at all, but instead to be able to say, because I use technology, I am a better human being than I ever was before.